All right, welcome back. In the previous video, we built this system, this button that reloads the shader from the file. So if we go in and we change something, like put a 1 here, we can go in, reload it, and it reloads the shader from the file, recompiles it, and so on. But it's very annoying that you have to click a button. So let's try to make it a hot reload. So it's supposed to check if the file has changed, and if it has changed, it's going to reload it. All right. So can we do something here with the path? Probably not, because we probably need like to actually open the file. So like no stat. Object requiring access to an open file. The file can be read and or written depending on what options it will open with. All right, and we can also say read. That's not really what we want. Metadata, alias stat, given a path query the file system to get information about the file. So this is what we want. So let's basically get the information about the file, and we can match this. Sorry, not like that, like this. And there's an OK, which has something in it. And there is an error, which has something else in it. And this is a metadata. And this is an error. In this case of the error, I think we'll just print the error getting metadata. And we will put the error here to see. Actually, let's make a little bit of a function up here in the app itself that we call report. And it's just going to do something. For now, I'm not sure if we want to do it this way. Maybe it should take a string. You know what, let's do it like this. And what we're going to do is just print that for now. But later on, we could imagine like drawing to something on the screen. So here we can say, actually, please report this. We're going to format it like that. And the same thing here. Please report that something happened. And like that. Okay. Now, if we have the metadata, we got to do some stuff. Let's see what do we actually have inside the metadata. So I want to see when it has changed, which we cannot. So what is this? It's just the metadata. Is it a file? Is it a file type, single permissions? This doesn't really have what I wanted. File type. Into created, returns the creation time listed in this. Modified. So here we go. We want to see when it was modified. And this is a system time. Okay, and that can actually, I'm just going to do this. Could not get modified time. We'll try to, that's a function. Maybe we'll try to make it a little bit more economic to report these errors, so we don't have to do something like match all the time. But all right. All right. So now we have the time, some kind of system time. Where is that defined? We don't know. We don't really know. System time. It seems to be defined in standard library in time. Because what we want to do now is to have a a time here. So it's gonna be std time system time, I think. What's the initial time? Just something like 0, or how about, well, not now necessarily. Okay, let's do now, because we start out by creating this shader. You know what? Let's do, I'm not sure. Let's do an option. Let's do an option like that. And this is going to be none. And what we want to do now is, let's say, if it was modified after the last timestamp we have, then we want to actually reload it. So if self.time is none, or self.time, now we can unwrap it because we know it's none. If that time was less than this time, then we want to remember to say this is some time, and then do this. And I've just realized now I put it in the wrong place. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it here. It's going to be the hot reload. And then we can remove that from here, because maybe we want to still be able to load it at will. So now we do have to use toString. Interesting. And now we don't need this. Fair enough. And probably the same here. So all right. So we have the hot reload where we have this path that we check. And we don't want to do this every frame. We want to say, we want to check not all the time. So let's say check time. And this one doesn't need to be an optional check time. That can just be now. And then we want to say, what is now? Now, and is this, we don't really know what the units are. Now, can we get it as seconds? No. Why not? Time. Duration, since that returns a duration, returns an amount of time elapsed from an earlier point of time. Okay. This function may fail because measurements taken earlier are not guaranteed to always be before later measurements. Okay, great. So of course that's, so check time, and this can be either a duration or an error. So we're going to say if okay duration equals this, and if duration seconds, that should be, and we need a let like that. So now we have as seconds. If that's greater than, let's say 1, so every second, if it's greater than 1 second, greater than or equal to, then we are going to try to hot reload. And that was this code, so I can put this in here. And then, let me just format it. And once we have hot reloaded, okay, now this is starting to annoy me, so I'm going to make a function here like that. And we take the path and just put that there. Cannot assign. Okay, so mutable, that's fine. And down here we're gonna say self.hotReload. And maybe like at the end of the hot reload. Okay, so we are assigning the time, but here we should assign the check time. So self.check time equals now. All right, that was a lot of stuff. Let's try to see if it even runs. It runs. Let's just for fun, let's print something like checking. So we wait, and like every second it should say checking. It took a long time. It's taking way longer than a second. Maybe it's because it's because it's kind of sleeping, I think, when you're not doing anything, which is very nice, I guess. So what we can do now is we can maybe take this screen, put it over here, take this screen, put it over there, and then we can go and change the shader, and should change. Doesn't change automatically. So that's a little bit annoying. We kind of needed to run all the time. And I bet that's with the options. So vsync, renderer, hardware acceleration, run and return, shader version centered, persist window, Android app. Okay, so that I feel like there was nothing in there we could use. Window builder. Really annoying. Because I have to move the mouse before it does anything. Maybe I can just like focus on the window and that's actually fine. Well, nah, it's still annoying. Like we need to make it actually update automatically. Okay, so I looked in the docs and it seemed like what we need to do is here in this update function, we have to say request repaint, and it takes, so maybe let's do something like this. So now it's supposed to repaint, like run the update function continuously, regardless of whether you have any kind of user interaction. So let's actually remove this checking thing. That's annoying. And let's run. Let's go up here. Get the shader. Okay, so now I have the shader. I can put it over there. And now if I do something, it updates automatically. Great. Updates. You can change things. And after most half a second, it will update. So that's pretty cool. And that's it. That was actually not too bad. that was not too bad. So that's going to do it for this video. And I will see you in the next one, where I think we're going to clean up some of the code. Maybe allow for having multiple shaders or something like this. But until then, bye bye.